already. Good morning and welcome to this press conference following the adoption of the communication on the new outlook for the EU's humanitarian action in light of COVID-19. High Representative Vice President Josep Borrell and Commissioner Janez Lenarčič will present to you the communication, and we will then open the floor to the questions. I would like to draw your attention to the press material, which is being actually published, an IP and a memo. And now, High Representative, you have the floor.
Thank you. The College has adopted an important communication proposed by my colleague, Commissioner Janez Lenarčič, that will boost the European Union's humanitarian aid policy. Humanitarian aid is a fundamental pillar of our external action and from our foreign policy. And humanitarian needs are higher than ever because we live in a world where the combination of conflicts, climate change, environmental degradation, and the coronavirus pandemic have deteriorated an already fragile situation. Principled humanitarian aid is a concrete expression of our solidarity, European Union solidarity, a fundamental and much needed value during these challenging times, but the needs are growing and the resources and donors are limited. The crises become longer and they risk being forgotten while we become numb to human suffering. Look at the conflicts in Syria and Yemen as a steady state situation, a fait accompli that lasts and lasts without solution, piling suffering for years. I cited Syria, Yemen, Darfur. It was in Darfur 15 years ago, and now the situation remains more or less the same. But we have never failed to help. As I said, it's a pillar of our external action, but when the situation becomes chronic, we have to think beyond immediate aid and to look for the root causes of this crisis. And it requires a comprehensive approach, linking better peace building, conflict prevention, development aid, and policies to ensure climate resilience or disaster risk reduction. Establishing a humanitarian response capacity to ensure that the EU humanitarian aid can be delivered swiftly and efficiently is one of the purposes of this communication, and Commissioner Lenarčič will go into detail. Let me just underline that humanitarian aid is underpinned by the principles of humanity, neutrality, impartiality, and independence. We should be able to have access to the most vulnerable, no matter where they are, and require a permanent humanitarian access that should not be hindered. This is something that has to be remembered when we have today the case of the Tigray region. We have to respect humanitarian law as an important feature of our external instruments, to work together with the member states, with our like-minded countries, with our partners as US, Norway, and UK especially, in all the scenarios where human rights are under threat and where the big crisis creates a need for help. This is the purpose of this communication. I thank a lot Janez for your work, and I'm sure you will give more details in order to better understand which is the purpose of this communication. Thank you.
Commissioner Lenarčič, you have the floor. Thanks.